It's taken me a long time to say that I'm a rider, that I'm a motorcyclist, and I'm good at it.
She's a woman rider that's been living in Guatemala, traveling throughout the region. And frankly, like, I think we wanted to bring her on. We wanted to have her tell her story. We wanted to help unpack it. She's doing some really cool charity work.
This one is going to be an around the world trip. And we are starting this in March 5th, 2022, and it's going to be an 18-month trip across 5 continents. And we're starting it here in Guatemala. And the goal of this trip, it's a fundraiser. And we're fundraising for this really cool organization called Girl Up. And Girl Up, it was founded by the United Nations Foundation. And they're all about giving leadership training and development training to girls around the world. And they work in like 120 different countries, and they've worked with like 90,000 different girls to give them sort of that training that they need to become leaders in their community and to advocate for the issues that matter most to them to achieve gender equality. So it was an NGO that I was really passionate about, that I've always really wanted to do something for. And so this idea of wanting to ride around the world and wanting to support this nonprofit at the same time, I thought, well, let's put it together and let's turn it into a nice big fundraiser. And so the goal is to raise $100,000 for this organization over the course of this time and this trip so that we can help support more girls around the world.
Moxie, Greg, and I are riding around the world to raise $100,000 for the nonprofit Girl Up. We're donating 10% of RUFFLY sales to the fundraiser and posting a new episode every week. It's a big dog on 2 wheels adventure for girls' empowerment. So follow along and please lend your support.
It's taken me a long time to say that I'm a rider, that I'm a motorcyclist, and I'm good at it. And I think it's because of how I got started in the sport. Greg wanted to do a North to South America motorcycle trip, and I wanted to come along. And so he taught me how to ride.
This is day 1, first time on a motorcycle. She's supposed to be walking the bike, which means going much slower than this and just kind of hopping from foot to foot as the bike, under its own power moves forward. But she's basically riding just with her feet down. So we'll do something about that eventually. The bike has gone down once. We bought it this morning, and it went down during her first time walking it, which was inside the compound in the parking area. But no harm, no foul. It's got little crash bars, and that's what we bought it for.
But I was just anxious the whole time. I was concerned about what everybody thought of me and that they were watching me, and I was terrified of damaging the bike. And even after 8 months of traveling, I still didn't feel like a rider. I felt like everyone else out there, they're the riders, they're the ones, they know how to ride and they're good at it. And I'm just an imposter. But that all changed when we came down to Guatemala, and I got Moxie.
Okay, Jessica,
Okay.
What's going on today?
We're going to pick up our puppy.
No, Moxie had her first little throw up. Now we're waiting for the lancha, but it looks like she's a little bit nervous, a little bit excited, and it's just a lot happening to be taken from the litter.
So it went really well. We went in there. There were only the females that were inside the enclosure, so we went and stood with them. And then this one here picked you right away. Came and was on your lap and was being loved. And I wanted White Paw because I think she's the most beautiful. So we put all the other ones away and had the 2 of them there. And White Paw couldn't give a shit about me. Just was running everywhere else but with me. And then this one came and loved me too. So then we picked her. Having Moxie has been a life-changing experience. I had always wanted a dog, but with all of the travel that I was doing and living and working overseas, it just really wasn't possible. But when we got to Guatemala, I knew we were going to stay for a while, so I thought now is my time. So within a few months, I adopted Moxie. And I had seen her puppy parents. I knew that her dad was 120 pounds, her mom was 90 pounds, so I knew she was going to be a beast. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a big dog. The only challenge with that is that we only had 2 motorcycles and no car. And I didn't want to leave her home when we go out on our adventures. So that's how the idea of the K9 Moto Cockpit was born.
And that's what I'm going to take Moxie in around the world. Just a quick time out to tell you how you can support the Go Ruffly Around the World adventure for Girl Up. You can donate directly to Girl Up at goruffly.com/world-adventure. You can make a purchase at goruffly.com where 10% goes towards the fundraiser. Tell all your friends and family about it. And of course, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. Now back to the adventure. So this isn't just a motorcycle trip. We are going to be working from the road. So we'll be riding 4 days out of the week and working 3 days out of the week so that we can make sure that Ruffly continues the same way that it's been doing while we've been here in Guatemala.
Actually, I triple monitor at home, so I'm really roughing it by just having the 2 monitors on the road.
So we will have our team on the ground here working from the Ruffly HQ, and we will be working 3 days out of the week just to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So we're moving everything out today. Today is move day to our new Ruffly HQ. Our team has been working out of our house here for quite a while, and now as we start to embark on this new journey, we are going to have a new Ruffly HQ. It's going to be really close to where we are here in Panajachel, where our team will work from, and now we get to move all of the stuff that we had in storage, all of our gear that we're going to be collecting because we're going to be sending a container to the United States. All of that stuff is going to be moved into our new office. Our team is going to be set up there, and starting on Monday, they're going to be working directly from the new office. I had Moxie upstairs in our bedroom while the guys have been moving in and out because we have the gate open, so I didn't want her to run out. And I went up there to see her, and the room, it was just such a musty smell. Either she was gassing or she has body odor, but it just was pretty smelly, so I opened the door, and now here she is, right in the walkway, so that when the guys pass by, she will just continue to lay there. We're on our way to see the new office, and it's really close by. It's probably about a 10-minute walk, and we'll see how things are going. We're getting to our new office. It looks closed. This one, no?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. Here we are in the new office. So it's got 2 bedrooms and this long corridor at the beginning. So we're going to use one of the bedrooms for storage for all the stuff that we're going to collect for the big container that we're going to ship to LA. And then we've got another bedroom here that we're going to also use for storage, some of our personal stuff as well, and some of the materials and things that they're going to be using. And out here we'll have some of the desks in the welcome area for when the vendors come in. And there's just a little kitchen back there. But yeah, so now is the time to organize.
We really did not want to walk over here. Everything is so close, which is so wonderful, and we can just walk. But we didn't want to walk because that would clue our gang of street dogs that follow us everywhere. But they have followed us, and now they know where the new office is. So they are a permanent fixture of Ruffly.
Leaving Guatemala for us means that we're going to have to give up our home here.
They bring a sack or a few sacks, and they just fill them with chickens, so they become chicken sacks. Okay, we're going to try and flank her. Oh, Jess. Oh. Very poor showing.
The biggest challenge that I've had throughout this planning process has actually been Moxie. Last year, I noticed that she was really struggling to go up the stairs. So I think it was back in October that Moxie all of a sudden had a limp tail. I wasn't here, Greg was here with her.
It's called a cola flaccida, or a flaccid tail.
Or a swimmer's tail.
Swimmer's tail. We call it a limp dick.
The limp dick.
Now, at the same time, we were noticing how amazingly awkward she was being going up the stairs.
Yeah, she does.
It's like this, all the feet and the legs, whatever, come together, and then she's trying to balance with her snout.
And, she's a German Shepherd, and they often have hip issues or back issues, spinal issues. It's just genetic. And so I brought her to the city, to a specialist, to see what was going on. And they did an MRI. And what came back was a diagnosis of spinal stenosis. We had the MRIs done, and the MRIs basically
confirmed that diagnosis. It has nothing to do with her hips. Her hips are actually really good for a German Shepherd, so that's good. The last vertebrae on her spine that leads to her tail, it was compressing on the nerve, and it was just causing a lot of pain. So every time she arched her back to go upstairs, to jump up something, it was causing her a lot of pain. So the recommendation from the specialist was to do surgery.
Prácticamente consistió en que se remueve la lámina vertebral que hay entre L7 y S1, o sea, la última vértebra lumbar y el inicio del hueso sacro, ¿no? Que es justamente el área donde en tomografía ya se veía una inestabilidad lumbosacra con estenosis del canal y algo de fibrosis alrededor, que estaba prácticamente comprimiendo las fibras nerviosas que están en esa parte y dan mucho dolor.
So it's the morning of Moxie's surgery. It's very early. It's 4 o'clock, so we're getting ready to go. And her surgery is, we have to be there at 8, and then they're going to have the surgery in the morning. It's really going to help her with her pooping, with walking up the stairs, and just make her a lot more comfortable doing hikes and things like that.
She's not at all nervous. She doesn't even know what's happening. I'm nervous.
We're saying goodbye to Moxie. This is her last, our last chance to see her before the surgery, and they're gonna take her away now.
You be good.
Now let me say goodbye.
Hold still. Just hold still the whole time, okay? You hold still and let them do their thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, big girl. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna let you go now. Hey, Moxie, I'm handing you off.
Oh, Jessie, you're so brave.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
It's hurting me.
Aw, she's such a good girl. Yeah, fatty, 32.23. Yeah. She just wants to go along. Oh, our Moxie's going under the knife. And then all we get left is her collar and leash. So it's 11:30, and we were supposed to get news at 11 that she goes into surgery, but we haven't heard anything yet. They haven't called us. So we're getting a little bit anxious. And it was at that moment that I thought that this trip was just over. Hi guys, I hope you liked part 1 of our prep-isode. Next week is going to be part 2, and that's going to come out on Sunday, and you're going to see all the info about the route that we're taking, our gear, and it is going to be a little bit gruesome. We're going to show some of Moxie's spinal surgery, so if you have a weak stomach, just know that that's coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube and at Instagram and Facebook at GoRUFFLY. Talk to you next week.